Victor Locken. Nick William Covington underway in the opening tap control.
They like to do a lot of ball screens, roll the post.
5 to shoot. Here comes Wright, the dump off to Pringle. Inside, bangs it in.
This is a huge game for Pringle. His strength and his versatility, especially in the low block, because Clemson's really going to challenge the South Carolina post players.
Pringle, the transfer from Alabama. An early turnover gives it back to the Gamecocks.
This game is really, really important to both of these teams because the winner of this has normally gone on and had a pretty good year now.
And we saw it last season. Both teams made the NCAA tournament. First time that's happened in the state since '98. Nick Pringle and a chance for 3. Right over the top. South Carolina native down in Sebra. All 5 Gamecock points to start.
This is a big-time start for Pringle. He's walked around and been very happy on the South Carolina campus. Now things are getting serious, and Lamont is really going to challenge him to see if he's ready to handle it.
Chase Hunter has that pass deflected, intercepted by Wright. Here's Murray Boyles in traffic. Locken clears. Over to Jaden Zachary from downtown. Murray Boyles a rebound. He's done it at extremely high level since coming to this program last season. Coach, we saw Clemson get off to a slow start in its loss against Memphis in the upstate this past weekend. It was 10-0 Memphis on the road at Littlejohn before Clemson came back. Game went to overtime. Memphis found a way to win it by 5.
And that's surprising because Clemson has 2 really veteran guards with Zachary and Hunter. There you see Clemson getting the easy shot in the paint. They really run good half-court offense and normally have their shooters catch the ball and operate where they can be successful.
Jamari Thomas.
A lot of passion. I mean, a lot of bragging rights. There's no animosity because, you know, Brad Brunwell is such a great guy, and Frank.
We talked to Lamont Paris earlier today. I said, Coach, it would be great if you would just talk about how much you hate Clemson, how much you despise and loathe Brad Brownell, and he just laughed in a big grin. And those two, they know each other from their days at Akron and Wright State. A foul inside. That'll go against the Gamecocks. Tractor pull, a rock fight, however you want to frame it. Here's Chauncey Wiggins, scoreless in that loss against Memphis. Big game against the Gamecocks a year ago. Shefflin on Murray Boyles, the pump fake. Tigers get it back. Wiggins, no. Murray Boyles clears.
And so far, South Carolina has been the more aggressive of the 2 teams. You're going to hear me talk about spacing a lot today because spacing is so important to both of these teams. It's important because they like to go high-low. They like to flash the post, and both post guys can step away and shoot the 3.
Jamari Thomas tried to get
a great staff that's been with him for a long time. They're all on the same page.
Locken left wide open, top of the key, barely grazed the rim. Here's Wright baseline. You can tell both teams trying to feel each other out in the early going. 4-point advantage for the Gamecocks. Right from the free throw line. Shefflin got in there late enough to bother it.
Dylan Hunter now is in the game running the point for Clemson.
Poked away by Murray Boyles. Under 16.
As you get into conference play later on in December, see what they need to do for the rest of the year.
I mean, it's a measuring stick, and it's going to matter on Selection Sunday for both sides. Dylan Hunter, the floater, rattles it home, 6'4".
The Clemson guards like to come off of the ball screen action and the handoff action, the probe in the lane. And both of their post guys have the ability to step away, so they either can drive it or they can hit the post rolling or pick and pop.
Gamecocks without a field goal now in the last 3+ minutes. Down Lamont Paris. This is his 3rd season. Already a trip to the dance. Clemson reached the Elite 8 last year, their deepest run since 1980. Zachary Davis checks in for the ball rotation. Wide open 3, and down it goes for Jacoby Wright.
We talked about the spacing, and that's how South Carolina's offense with that spacing.
Shefflin inside over Murray Boyles. Well, it's rare that you get the 2 stars that match up against each other in a game like this.
I tell you what, this mano on mano, and very seldom do you see that. Normally you try to hide your star so he doesn't get in foul trouble, but they're going right at each other.
Miles Foster checks in, picks up Murray Boyles on this possession. They'll go toe-to-toe. He'll back him down. How about the spin for the sophomore?
He has a tremendous feel, especially in the low post. He knows which way to spin, but he also can step away and knock down that short jump shot.
Foster nearly lost it, now does, and a late whistle. Pat Adams, the infraction.
Likes to run his offense. That spacing on the South Carolina team is really good at.
Wiggins had position and was held inside. Second on Davis. And
told me earlier that this young man just doesn't know how good he is. And he thinks he's got NBA-type talent, but it's important that he steps up and plays here tonight.
Scoreless against Memphis the last time out. The spin here, and that changes with 1 shot.
Way to make us look good.
One possession game.
Sometimes to get young people to really understand all they can do is part of coaching, and maybe the most frustrating part of coaching when you know somebody has the ability and the talent and they're not utilizing it.
Mo Ugasek checks in for the first time. It's run the point at times for head coach Lamont Paris. Leading 3-point shooter, that's tapped out. And
his teams are always very difficult to play against. And his development of players is something that he's always had a lot of success in his program.
4 Clemson field goals made by 4 different players thus far. Shot clock under 10. Here's Chase Hunter. In and out. Thomas on the move. Former MEAC Player of the Year a season ago at Norfolk State. Newcomer of the year in that conference as well. Now playing in the SEC. The lob, Pringle inside, got it to go. He's got 7.
Again, the spacing, the reversal, Studi was looking for. Pringle did a great job of moving his feet, following the basketball, and a big-time finish.
Dylan Hunter the layup.
That's what the Clemson guards really are good at. Both Hunters, Zachary, the dribble drives in the lane, putting pressure on the rim.
Well, the Tigers starting to heat up. Ugasek. Miles Studi, and you mentioned with Davis with those 2 fouls, shot clock down to 7. Trying to get Studi going. Here's a corner triple. That'll do it.
Well, let me tell you, when Studi gives South Carolina a whole different look.
Gotten off to a slow start. The Vanderbilt transfer. The floater by Hunter. Pringle clears. Gamecocks' lone losses this year coming against Indiana and Xavier, a couple of ranked teams. That season opening setback to North Florida had everybody talking. Kind of a strange way to begin the year. Some new faces, new parts. It's taken a little bit of time. Kim Scott off the mark. And last round, he has his system. It works. He preaches fundamentals. It works. And the results have been impressive early. A jump ball. The arrow gives it back to Clemson. Pringle was rejected inside by Christian Reed when he talks about recruiting, and he's gotten good talent here.
Yes, he has.
But he loves to take the talent that's perceived to be less than yours and beat you with a team that's got all the McDonald's All-Americans.
He does. He gets a big kick out of that.
Scott clears the Reeves miss.
Ukasuk right now is on the basketball, and he does a really good job initiating, and defensively he steps up and does a really good job. Scott's also in the game, and I think that's their best defensive lineup along with Davis.
Ceiling for Cam Scott extremely high. Reeves, another rejection. Pops out to Dylan Hunter. 3-on-2, and Hunter's going to be tangled up. Jump ball gives it back to Carolina.
That was great officiating.
Compliment an officiating crew, coach. That's a first. That doesn't happen.
I give them a lot of credit. They don't listen to me, but I give them a lot of credit.
Nick Pringle. Ukasuk outside attacking. And the spin, Reeves nearly got a piece of that one. Now, Christian Reeves at 7'2" has been a factor defensively so far. And Wiggins off the mark from deep.
I think the Clemson coaching staff would like a little bit more ball movement.
Both teams have combined to miss their last 8 shots. Halfway home in the first. Right outside to Studi. Opposite corner, and it's all net.
I'm going to tell you, that's part of the corner on the wing for the three. They work on that every day in practice.
Coach, it came in shooting 29% from three-point range this season. He's got 2 early triples in the first half. Colin Murray-Boyles checks back on the floor.
And that's good to be able to get him a blow also.
Well, you know it's going to be physical with the bigs in this game for both sides. Pringle, Murray-Boyles, Shefflin, Locken. Frantic possession so far for the Gamecocks. Ukasuk launching. Shefflin grabs his 3rd board.
I'm waiting for Chase Hunter to really step up. He's a veteran guard, won a lot of basketball games, and so far he's been more of a passer than a scorer.
Del Jones on the floor for the first time for Clemson. Trying to dump it off to Reeves. Murray-Boyles a steal. (19-10) South Carolina. Quad 1 opportunity tonight for the Gamecocks. Murray-Boyles up and in. And Columbia native, AC Flora High School. 3 the hard way, 22-10.
Locken comes back in to try to get Clemson a little bit more physicality.
And you can feel South Carolina defensively starting to clamp down a little bit. Tigers without a point in the last 4+ minutes. Studi wanted a turnover. He won't get it.
Some easier shot opportunities.
And a foul call that goes on Ukasuk. His first.
They really brought him in for his ability to rebound and help defend, and they were going to bring him along offensively, and he just really excelled.
Outside to Hunter, that's a 3. Locken taps it out. Tracked down by Zachary. Well, the BC transfer deep in the backcourt has it. Shefflin. Studi was able to tip it away from him. Coach, it's interesting how it works when a shooter